Greetings and welcome to another video. In this video, I just want to share something that I learned the hard way. As you might be aware of, in the previous videos, I talked about how I was downgrading my land tier, getting it from 35 down to 22, going through the motions of getting rid of two parcels and want to make sure that my shop in the sky was well protected in regards to the prim space, that even without the two parcels that I would have enough prim space left over to be able to keep my shop, and I have another parcel somewhere else so I could live, right? Oh man. Well, and yeah, I made it down to 22 a month for my tier, right? And I was like, oh yeah, that's great because of the whole sales tax thing, just on principle. Because my state and local tax is 9.25%, and yeah, that adds up. It might be a couple of dollars, but hey, it's the principle of the thing. And yeah, so I got all that sorted out. I'm like, yeah. And then I noticed my lost and found folder. You know, just stuff. And I looked up, I was like, what? Because my lost and found folder is normally empty. And I'm like, what, what is all this stuff? What? So then I went looking around. Well, and I started noticing little things missing, like my little teleport robot's gone, and big old chunks of walls are gone, parts of the ceiling are gone. Look, more missing chunks of the wall, corners, vendors, some products. And then, oh, yeah, I'm laughing about it now. Yeah, and then in here, uh, some artwork that I had done, and they're gone. My posters and stuff are gone. I'm like, what? And so then I go to the second department of my shop, and I'm like, whoa, no, this ain't right. This ain't right at all. And then I start pulling stuff out of my lost and found, taking apart the coalesced object lumps. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know what happened. And what happened was I learned that the last thing that you res out is the first thing that will be returned to you and end up in your lost and found folder. So here's my advice to you. When you move to a new land, or you move in with somebody, or what have you, the first thing you do is you put down the stuff that you really like, that you're going to use, and that you really like. And the last things that you res out are the stuff that you don't care about, or you're not too bothered about, or whatever, because that stuff is what's going to be returned to you first. And that's going to be the first lump at the bottom of your lost and found folder, is the stuff that you resed out last. So if you don't want to play Indiana and the Temple of your inventory, then Indiana Jones and the Temple of your inventory, then, well, take my advice. Just know that what you put out first will be the last in your lost and found when it's returned to you. by someone you used to live with, by a overeager neighbor, your stuff was encroaching on their property. In whatever manner your stuff is returned to you, whatever you put down last will be returned to you first. Whatever you put down first will be returned to you last. So I just wanted to share that. Don't be like me. Don't work harder, work smarter. Learn by my well, just learn. I had no idea. I didn't know. I mean, I kind of heard stories about it. I'm like, well, and then people weren't sure if that was the case. Well, yeah, it's the case. It was the case for me. So I'm going to have a lot of building to do, and that's fine. That's fine. But yeah. Well, anyway, hope you learned something. See you in the next video. Bye.